What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Music Row Hideout, the show where we hang out with artists, musicians, and entertainers in Waylon Jennings' old basement studio. My name is Jerry, and as always, I am gathered here with co-host Ryan Poole, who I'll pass it to introduce the guest.
Well, tonight, on a very special episode of Music Row Hideout, we have, straight out of D.C., British recording artist, Maggie Miles.
Hello. So happy to be here. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Already clipping right out the gate. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Hi. How's it going?
And Maggie does not come from Britain.
No.
As you can tell.
I mean, in a way, don't we all come from Britain?
Ooh.
Oh, we're going there right away.
Wow. Let's talk about colonialism. I'm just kidding. What is your opinion about this controversial subject? No, just kidding. Yeah, but Maggie's an artist here in Nashville, Tennessee, and she just dropped a brand new album, and we're here to chat and hang.
Cool.
Maggie, how the hell are you?
Dude, I'm fantastic. I'm stoked to be here. I feel like the more time that goes on that I spend in this city, the more I like it, which is really good.
How long have you been here?
Going on 4 years. So not long at all. Mm-hmm. But every calendar year, I'm like, okay, I have another friend, you know?
Yep.
2.
Oh my God.
Congrats.
2.
You don't get to leave this room though. Sorry about that.
Just me,
two
Ryan,
friends.
and not Wesley at all.
Who's Wesley?
true.
Sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
We're your 2 friends for the year. You've hit your
quota.
allotment.
I've hit my
You're
quota.
good.
Yeah.
Time to wrap it up. No. So 4 years ago, so you moved here like right before COVID.
Yeah. I moved here in August, and then COVID was.
That's the clip for the show now.
Yeah.
Dude.
That is
COVID
now
was
the
a
clip for the show.
Personally, I think
Yeah.
so. But yeah, it was like March, I guess, technically.
Right. So you had like 6 like great Nashville months,
Honestly, yeah.
and then it went away for 2
Yes.
years.
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of a quick turnaround there.
Which is tough too, because like I don't know how old you are, but you were like younger then, and so like
Yeah.
that's a scary time to be like separated from the family. And did you move back home at all?
I didn't like officially move back home, but I actually drove back up to Virginia and surprised my family. Like when everything shut down, I was like,
nice.
okay, I'm just gonna go home and be there. And I stayed there for like 2 weeks, and I was like, all right, I'm
It's
gonna
like
go back.
a really scary surprise for everybody. Somebody comes in,
Yeah.
there's like, get away! Get away! I thought you'd want me here.
Yeah, they thought it was really weird when I came in through a closed window in the back.
Right, in the middle of the
So,
night with a
yeah.
mask on. I don't know. They
Yeah.
didn't like that very much.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, you were supposed to be wearing a mask.
that's
then.
true. Yeah, if you weren't, that would be irresponsible.
So, anyway. Yeah, so this is not the right button again. Gabrielle Grace, I did not have your gift. That was told you to
Them all.
gift.
Well, so why did you move to Nashville? Is it obviously for the music scene?
It's a really boring answer, but the music scene is just undoubtedly here. I mean, it's great.
You told me
So.
Washington, D.C.'s not popping off with the music? Or...
I feel like there's got to be something there. We were talking before the show.
Yes.
You mentioned Dave Grohl's from D.C.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I
knew
love Dave
Good
Grohl.
Charlotte's from D.C.
I know that either. I like Good
There's
Charlotte.
got to. I'll bet Washington D.C. probably has like a big hip hop scene.
Yeah,
If
they
I
do.
had to guess.
Yeah, it's like hip hop, rap, R&B is really big up there. There's a little bit of like an EDM kind of DJ vibe, but honestly, like when I was first starting out, kind of getting my footing in genre, you know,
Yeah.
it was not. It was opening for a lot of like random bluegrass bands and like singer songwriter, and then I was up there like smacking my keyboard, and everyone's like, "What's going on here?" You know. So
Yeah.
So did you grow up there, live there like your whole life, pretty much?
super.
Were you actually in D.C. or like Virginia, nearby D.C.?
Virginia.
In Virginia, okay.
Yeah, Virginia proper. I say DC because it's like the closest city. I feel like
That's
anybody,
what people know, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
from anywhere does that.
Well, D.C. is a weird place because it's not
Excuse
a
me?
state.
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
It's not in any state.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's just its own little. It's a district
Well, it's got to be.
of Columbia.
Columbia.
I mean,
yeah.
technically, Virginia's not a state either.
It's owned by another country, Columbia.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm caught on that part. Virginia's not a state?
It's a commonwealth.
What?
Oh, okay.
It's not
All
a
right.
state, technically, by legality's terms. It's not a state. I don't know what the distinction is. Wesley, what's the distinction between a commonwealth and a state? He's on it.
So you're
pulled
from a
up already?
commonwealth and claim to be from a district.
True. Are you even a citizen?
I never thought about it that way because, like, I've always known it's the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have no idea what the difference is, but
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Oh, wait, he's got the answer.
Commonwealths are states.
Okay, well, that's some bullshit.
But the reverse is not true.
Okay, so it's like the whiskey bourbon thing.
Where
but
all,
with
all
states in
bourbon is
Commonwealth.
whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. Mm-hmm. That's a great analogy.
Okay, thank you so much. Although
that.
this is rum. And
We
not
are drinking rum,
the
and all
same.
rum is rum.
Yeah, Wesley. Wesley, what are the other Commonwealths?
Just the one.
I think it's just Virginia.
I think it's just the one, as far as I know.
Do
yeah,
we
it's the only one
want
I've
to? If
ever
we were
heard
to
of.
guess one, my pick's Ohio. But if we were
I
to
was gonna
guess
say
one,
like Vermont or New Hampshire.
I'm peeking through the window. I'm not gonna lie. What is it?
There are 4.
Massachusetts,
Kentucky
Kentucky.
and
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, and no one's excited about that one for some reason. But Kentucky, that's wild.
Huh.
But
I don't
So-
really understand. Okay.
so I'm gonna ask you, and Ryan loves when I ask guests this.
Okay.
Why would I move there? If I'm looking for a new place to live, why do I want to live where you grew up?
In Virginia?
Virginia, DC area. Oh, right. You try to play the sound every time I ask this question.
It's Jury's where should I move next sound effect.
Oh, okay. Are you an on the move type of dude? You looking to get out of here?
Generally, no. But my wife and I are considering it.
Okay.
We're considering maybe moving somewhere in a few years and kind of thinking about it now.
Okay.
But the
So a
problem
traveling
is-
podcast. So sorry.
The problem is it's hard
You
to
might need to
find
be the next
somewhere
host
that
we lose
beats Tennessee. Tennessee's actually pretty solid of a state
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
But why would I move to where you're from?
I actually love this question.
See, Ryan, people like it.
I love it, and I'm sweating because of it. Because I'm like, okay. No, but honestly, growing up in Virginia,
Is it the trees?
well,
Inside joke. Everybody says trees. Go on.
I think I love inside jokes, especially when I'm in them. Trees are great, but Virginia is. I mean, you guys are both from San Diego.
Yeah.
Are you from San Diego as
Yep.
well? Okay, California. California is like incredible. West Coast, Best Coast, all that stuff.
True.
Yeah.
I think California is beautiful.
Thank you.
But Virginia is special in its own regard because it has like history. It's got the AT Trail, but it also has beaches, and they're not as cold, and it also has mountains.
Wait,
so
they're not cold?
you know how the Pacific Ocean's like
Pacific Ocean's pretty cold.
freezing.
But whenever I see a picture of a beach on the Atlantic, it looks like a nightmare.
Oh,
It's like
yeah, no.
jagged rocks and it's like black and cloudy and dark, and I
There's
just assume
lobsters crawling on
it's
every rock.
I just assume it's terrible. I've never been in the Atlantic Ocean, I don't think.
Yeah.
Have I never been in the Atlantic Ocean? I don't
Well,
think
you're
so.
missing sharks walking on hind legs,
I love that.
and lots of just umbrellas flying everywhere and cloudy and.
But the beaches are actually good, huh?
No, they're great. That's where I grew up going. Was like northern East Coast beaches. Like I grew up driving up to Delaware with my uncle and his family.
Oh, wow. I've never even heard of somebody going to Delaware.
If anybody listening ever used to go to Rehoboth Beach or Bethany Beach, they are dear to my heart. Those boardwalks, and there's this place called Funland, which sounds.
Super fun.
It sounds.
He's pulling his cock out!
It's my favorite button.
Oh, you don't have Gabby's gift. You have Abigail Osborne's curse. I remember when she pressed that button.
Yeah. That's the most I think that's the most
Keep going
offensive
though.
button we have.
I'm loving you pressing.
Everything else
buttons.
is nice.
I just want to.
Wow.
So that was a good one.
Wow.
That would have been perfect for Funland.
Funland's great, and it sounds.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. It sounds scary and sketchy, but it's actually great. Genuinely,
Okay.
it's great.
Yeah, is it like a little amusement park,
Yeah, it's like
wooden roller coaster?
they don't even have that.
Oh wow.
It's like they have like a pirate ship, or
Oh,
a Viking
yeah,
ship
yeah.
that like does that.
Yeah.
They've got a haunted mansion. They have a UFO, teacups, that type of stuff. But like when you're a kid, it's huge
Right.
and crazy and awesome.
It's a full theme park when you're a kid.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So I grew up like going to northern beaches and just really enjoying that. So,
Yeah.
but Virginia as a state, I think it's beautiful, and it has all of those kind of like options. And I could also get to DC really quickly. I could get to Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, North
Yeah,
Carolina.
a lot of close by states. Nice.
Yeah.
So what I'm
Okay.
hearing you say is the reason to move to Virginia is because you're fairly close to
Okay.
Delaware.
Yeah. I knew as soon as he started talking. Like, here we go.
I legitimately I don't think I could point out Delaware on a map. I don't think I could.
Did I say I could?
Huh? No. You've been there though, right? Like, I feel like I've been to a state I can point it out, or a country. But
That's the end of the segment.
he hates this question so much.
Now, here's
I
a
don't know
question
why.
I've never thought to ask before, but most musicians have if they weren't doing music, their
Yeah.
other option was this other thing. What was your other option before you said, screw it, I'm just going to try, I'm going to take a chance on me and try music? What was your backup?
Oh man. Well, there's never been a backup. There's been a pivot and me being like, this is it. But previous to that, I was kind of scrambling, and it was kind of a hodgepodge of things. The main one I actually love and still do. I haven't done any work in this way since previous to moving to Nashville for sure. But I love working with special needs people, and
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, just getting to like hang out with them, be with them, and like learn to communicate and just like exist with people who deal with that every day of their lives is just something I am super passionate about. And that was something I did a lot in high school and like a little bit after high school. So I actually thought about doing potentially either music therapy in that or just, I don't know, something involved with special needs people.
Yeah,
I just
music
love
therapy
them.
is really interesting. Like, did you look into it at all? Like, what does it entail?
Yeah,
Is it
I
just
mean,
like playing songs or?
it kind of depends on the organization, there's a lot of like teeny tiny ones that I haven't really looked into the Nashville scene for it, but I'm like inspiring myself right now. I'm like, I should look into it. There's
we
no
must
reason.
have a big scene for that.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. But yeah, in like your hometowns, whether it's San Diego or whatever, there's localized businesses that either go into schools, they'll go into like group homes, wherever. But then there's also like really big organizations. So I don't know. It kind of depends the route you're taking. Some
Yeah.
of them require schooling that you have to go to, either like teaching education or literally a music education. And then some of them are you just like hop in and you can play whatever. It's kind of just a chance to break down that wall barrier of communication, because that's the biggest thing that I feel like people misunderstand about special needs people is it's just like you communicating with them. And I feel like music is just a great way to do that,
Now, how did you get interested in special needs people in specific?
Yeah. Honestly, I just like was super involved in my school. They had like an organization called Partners Club. And so I already was kind of just like friends with some of those people in my classes and stuff like that and would just hang out with them. And then I found out that there was literally like a club called Partners Club, and you could just hang out with them at lunch or just like sit with them in certain classes and just like not be like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like you're just hanging out with them and treating them like a human being and
Kind of like a
having
Big Brothers, Big Sisters kind of vibe.
like integrating,
bit.
yeah. And like feeling belonged. I also have a cousin who has cerebral palsy. His name's Noah. He's like best friend of mine. And watching his journey from like now until he's literally graduating high school this year, like it's awesome. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just kind of like a soft spot.
Yeah.
And they're just awesome. They're some of the coolest people I know.
Well, I think that's really cool to have at a school.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people with special needs are going to get like lost and like, I
Yeah.
think you kind of have to have a special temperament to like feel comfortable with somebody's special needs, or like, I think about like, it's kind of like, so like my girlfriend like loves talking to homeless people, but like I'm not, I have my moments. Sometimes I feel like I want to be really friendly to homeless people. Sometimes I feel a little uncomfortable, but like, I wouldn't say like homeless people are like, they're not my people to like want to like reach out to and like whatever. Like, but some people like homeless people, it's just their thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. But like, I think special needs is kind of like that. Like I always, Jury and I both used to work at teen centers with at-risk youth.
Awesome.
So like at-risk youth, like if your parents are in jail for like being drug dealers.
Those are my kids. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Because I was those kids.
that
Yeah,
was
my
you.
parents were drug dealers. So
Wow.
so I worked with kids a ton, always like, underprivileged kids or
Yeah.
kids in terrible situations. And so like those are them I have a heart for. But yeah, like when it comes
Exactly.
to like homeless people, like I feel nothing. Like I'm dead inside. I'm a bad person.
And I think
Both those things are not true.
That I feel dead inside and I'm a bad person.
Well, I can't tell you how you feel inside, but you're not. I don't think you're a bad person.
You're right. I'm just being sarcastic, but and you would know. But
I think that was beautiful. I think you just need to soak in for a second that you're not a bad person.
Also, thank you for sharing that part of your story,
Maggie and
man.
Maggie and I will
sick.
stretch again.
Yeah,
While
actually,
you soak in that you're not a bad person.
He's pulling his cock out.
Let the record show Maggie is the one pressing that button.
Yeah, not us.
you know, I was gonna tell my parents to watch this. I like super can't anymore.
Wes, if you could mute that button, it doesn't need to be pressed more times this episode. I don't know if you can once it's going.
I'm trying so hard.
Just don't press that blue one.
The blue one.
well,
okay.
it's more of a turquoise.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anything.
Blue. Yeah.
Get your
What's
colors
the
right.
white?
But what's interesting to me, like, yeah,
Oh,
it's a
Jaws.
scary one. Yeah.
Cool.
Now, what I was saying is like, I know that you feel that way about like homeless versus at-risk youth, like, but I think like when you think about like just marginalized people groups or people who are like outsiders, I think different people feel like more called to one group or another. So like that's kind of what I was getting at is that like you're like homeless people like don't really draw my compassion or that's not really my place, but somebody else has that like desire.
Yeah.
And then like for you, especially like I think you know, if I was here with a special needs person, I think I could like figure out how to start connecting. But when I
Totally.
see a person with special needs, I think myself and probably a lot of people, like my first reaction is to feel a little bit uncomfortable because I'm like not sure
Yeah.
what to do or what to say or how I'm supposed to. And so it's like easier to kind of be like, it's like I wouldn't want to make someone feel bad. It's just easier not to engage because you're like, oh, I don't want to like say the wrong thing or something. Whereas like a super poor kid with their parents in jail, I'm like, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know how to do that. But so I think it's super cool that anyway, that a long way of saying, I think it's really cool that special needs has drawn your attention. This is a weird question, but like, is there a specific special need that's like really like your,
Oh man,
like you, that you connect with the most or something? Or is it just like people with special needs in general?
it's hard. It is kind of a weird question, but it's also like sweet. I think I'll always really connect with cerebral palsy affected people.
Yeah.
But anybody, like kids who are like nonverbal or just kind of like in a wheelchair, I like it makes me like weepy in like a good way in the sense of just like they feel almost like they know things. Like they have a perspective of the world that we simply cannot because it's so observing. Like they're simply soaking up so much all the time. And like little things are huge and big things are small. And like, I don't know, it's hard to like
Interesting.
explain, but I just have like a like tender kind of feeling toward people who are unable to express words because you like find other ways to like be with them.
Did you ever watch the show Breaking Bad?
Walter Jr. is incredible. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Walter Jr. cerebral palsy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a kid in my class that had cerebral palsy. His name was Chris.
Dude, they're dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really
I
cool
mean,
humans.
cerebral palsy, like, what is it?
It has varies in its degrees. I don't know like a lot of the science behind it. Sure. I know for my cousin, he has like a lot going on. Obviously it is a cerebral like disability, but it does affect like your walking.
Yeah.
So he's affected walking and then also mentally. He's like kind of like, I don't know the proper like politically correct term to use, but like behind. So he's 17, but educationally wise, he's like probably like middle school, maybe a little bit like late elementary school. But like as far as like emotionally, he's like the sweetest person, you know? But I know like on that show, he's like definitely mentally more kind of like his age and it's affected more physically. So it just depends on the person and the brain chemistry of that person. I wish that I'm not a doctor and I didn't study any of these things. So if I'm super wrong, please fact check me. Anybody watching this, I don't want to offend anybody who's
and leave it in the comments
leave
section.
it in the comments
and
below.
be nasty about it. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I
do
almost
say on a
pressed the button.
pretty regular basis we like to say we are not doctors.
No, super not
Just
a doctor.
to be clear, like anything that we say at all, you should fact check because I don't even know if anything I say is right.
Hi. am a banana.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have a gift of knowing because you
Oh, the
press
gift
these
is
buttons every day.
Yeah.
The gift is also I can read what they're called.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's upside down to you.
oh, dude, you just
Yeah.
opened a door for me,
Just start reading upside down.
dog.
Yeah, that's the button I press when Jury has a disclaimer, about his
Disclaimer
lack
of like,
of
yeah,
knowledge.
we're not. I don't
He's
know
like, I'm not a
nothing.
doctor.
Don't trust anything I say.
I'm not
Look
a
it up for
doctor.
yourself.
I'm a banana.
True.
Anyway, okay, this is a weird, hard shift,
Yep.
but we're about the time of the show where we play your first song.
Whoa.
So, what is your first song called?
My first song, what did I play? Oh, Be Nice. That's what it's
Nice.
called.
Hey.
Yeah. Be Nice, but one word, so BeNice.
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 Does it tie into the subject matter at all? You want to try to make that connection for me?
Whoa, it kind of does. Maybe I can try and
Yeah,
I'll
let's
figure
do
this
it.
out. Yeah, actually, no, I
Or
had this
whatever
planned.
it's about, yeah.
So basically,
Polls notes from shirt.
I wrote this song kind of coming from a place of not being in a great spot mentally, and I was kind of feeling like I was just requiring more grace to kind of be around. Because of kind of how dark things were going on for me. And so it's me literally looking at those I love and being like, be nice to me, please. Because I'm like not being nice to myself. So you never know where someone's at. Just be nice to them.
Right.
It's literally super simple, but it's also like very niche within the lyrics of like the relationship I was in at the time. And specifically kind of talking to that other party. But yeah. That's
Okay.
kind of where it's at.
So here's Be Nice.
Can't feel my limbs. Think I'm too out of it. Afraid of my own skin. What is wrong? How does this happen? Venom in the moment. Praying for affliction. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Started to ignore my friends. I'll just pass away. Selling out of all my sense. Hope is just a phase. I'm a phase, yeah. Starving for an answer. Drinking from the rain. Sabbath over Sundays. Keeping it plain. You tell I'm slipping under. Hiding from the pain. Made it all for dinner. No one wait, be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Starving for an answer. Drinking from the rain. Sabbath over Sundays. I'm keeping it plain. Can you tell I'm slipping under? Hiding from the pain. I made it all for dinner. No way. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
And we're back.
Welcome back. So that was Be Nice.
BeNice, yeah.
BeNice.
It's fine.
BeNice. Do you actually, is it really BeNice on the, okay.
It's just the
Well,
words. The words are together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted every song on the record to be one word, and that one didn't end up being that, so I said,
Oh,
and
that's
pushed them
fun.
together. That
That's
was my
fun.
mouth. There is not a mic near my butt.
Is that one from the new record as well?
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that you did the release show at Exit In,
Yeah.
which is a dope venue to do it at.
Thank you. I thought so too.
How was the show?
It was incredible. It was super fun. It was very like anticipated for me mentally. So I definitely when I say it was incredible, I mean in the sense of like it happened and people were there.
Yeah,
for
that's
me
so good.
personally on stage, wasn't my favorite performance of mine. I was super just here
In your
and
head, yeah.
it was super annoying, man. Like,
Yeah, that's rough.
yeah, I know you're obviously in a band. I don't know if you do music, but
Not
Not
currently.
okay, cool. But you've
Yeah.
probably played on a
But
stage
all your
before.
friends were like,
Oh, yeah,
that was
what
so
times?
good. But you were like, I know it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah, you know when you like you have to like snap into it almost where you're like, okay, I'm like super like when you go out and you have a lot of adrenaline first song and you're like, "Ah," you know? But then I just kind of felt not in my body completely and it was so annoying. And then I kept trying to just like I was getting mad at myself for not feeling completely Maggie. And that was annoying. But we also played 7 new songs that we'd never played before. It was my first time using
my gosh.
in-ears. I'm always just like a wedges person. I did like a wireless guitar and I went to go play like a solo on the first song and my guitar cut out and but like no one even like they were like it was great. It was sick. But
Yeah.
I was like, dang, it was a lot of firsts for me at once and I did the show on my birthday, which I shouldn't have done because then I was just overwhelmed by a lot of things. It was just kind of you live and you learn, but it also was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm super freaking grateful. Exit-In's incredible. Like they're a great venue. Like
Yeah.
the nicest staff ever. Like literally nothing bad to say about them. They were great.
So was this your first time on ears?
For me personally, yeah.
So I did a short tour this spring and we were with a band who had ears.
Yeah.
And I'd always wanted to do ears.
Of course.
But the first few shows with it,
Terrible.
yeah, it was terrible. I was like, I feel disconnected. The mix doesn't sound good. The energy's lacking.
The energy, dude.
I got my mix all wrong. Like
The energy
by
killed
the
me.
end, though, I was like, "Oh, I could do this." Like there are some advantages, but you kind of like I had to be like remixing my thing. They gave me like a phone where I could change my mix, and so like by the end, I kind of had it in a place where I was like, "Okay, I could do this." But for the first time, it's like not as fun for sure.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
yeah, rough. But like ultimately, I'm sure everybody loved the show. But it's tough when you like feel like you can't get into the moment and like I think one of the hard things about being on stage is you're like you want to like experience it like how everybody else has experienced it. And I'm almost like I wish like it's so dumb, but like I I was always a drummer.
Oh, sick.
And then in my new band I'm the singer. But as a drummer, I felt like I could see everybody. And so I'm like, we're all here, us the band. Here we are, guys. I'm like, because I see everybody and I feel like I'm in touch with everything going on.
Absolutely.
But being the singer sucks because like you don't see the band. They're all behind you. So you're like not in touch with what they're doing.
Yeah.
And all you're looking at is a bunch of people looking at you. And when you're playing in Nashville, none of them are even looking at you.
They're like the
all
fish drawings in SpongeBob.
Yes.
Just these stoic little guys, little drawings.
And their like
standing
little
there.
brains are going like flat 7,
Yep.
4 minor, interesting choice. I
Oh,
like his
jeez.
harmonic.
So dumb, man.
Nashville's a bunch of little like music theory chat GPTs.
It's so sterile.
Yeah.
It annoys me, but I have to say playing in Nashville for the past 4 years has made me a better performer because
Yes.
it makes me more like
We gotta be on it.
angsty
Yeah.
actually.
Oh.
Really?
Like
Because you're like
like
get
I
into
care
this shit.
I care less actually.
Really?
Because I know everyone in there's annoying as hell. Like like they're all listening to my vocals really, really critically. They're all listening to the lyrics and the songwriting and the mix of the room, which has nothing to do with me, honestly. You know,
And so you
it's-
just gotta have that attitude. Of
you just
like,
have to have
look,
this.
if you don't like it, screw you. Like that's on you.
I think it's yes and no. My saying that I say during shows, and I have this taped on. I have a little tiny synthesizer that I go over and just kind of do random stuff on sometimes. On the back of it, I have taped like, I hope you like it, but you don't have to. That's kind of my phrase at shows where it's like, I'm here. I'm going to be vulnerable and share my heart with you. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're invited and you're here. But like, you have a choice in this that you can participate or not. But I'm going to leave it all here on this stage. And so it's kind of an invitation to something more than them standing there and criticizing with their PBR. It's like, I want you to
I thought
move.
we've upgraded the younglings now in Nashville.
Oh, really?
I don't know. We like
What
moved on
about
to
the
next hipster beer.
Padawans? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I feel like
Oh,
I'm like, and it
I
might,
slaughtered them. All of them. I'm so sorry. Are we going on a Star Wars kick right now?
we may as
can.
well. Yeah. I think I might just be like newer to the like frontman game and maybe you get over it. But I feel like for me, I'm not in control always if I'm going to be able to be into it. Like I have shows where I feel like I'm in the moment and I'm in it and I'm just like
It's the best ever.
leading people in the thing and it's just like, here it is.
It's like holy, honestly.
But I don't think I can't like turn that on and just like 100% of the time be that person. Like definitely like, if you ever, I thought about this a lot, like how teachers, like when you were a kid in school, you thought like they couldn't see you subconsciously.
Yeah.
Because you're you're part of this big group.
Yeah.
Like you chat
Trying to
with
get
your
away with
friend.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, I didn't want to be a mean kid. So I'm like, I'm being whispering so they can't hear me. But once you get in front of people, you realize like, oh, I see that these people are talking and that person's on their phone and that
Oh,
person's
yeah.
not looking and that person got a weird face and that person seems to be into it. So that's cool. And you like are taking all this information at once and observing how they're reacting to
performing.
you. But they think because there's something I've paid it. Did you go to the Michigander show when he played here
At
in
Exit
Nashville?
In, I actually was out of town.
Oh, bummer.
And I was really sad. I had to miss it.
So I'm like, I was thinking about this while I was there because I'm like, we all feel like we're in the dark, and because of the lights on them, subconsciously you think like they can't see you,
Super can.
but you can see us all, and you know
Every
if
single
we're into
person.
it or not.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you deal with that?
Oh,
Like-
I love this so much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Performing is like my most favorite thing ever. Like that is, I write songs thinking about like, I almost said bodies, but just people there, like receiving it. Sorry. Yeah, that's my favorite thing to the soapbox, if I may step upon it. Not in like a conceited way, but just
soapbox away.
yeah, I've only been doing this for not that long at all, but something I've learned in that short time with performing is, obviously both of you guys know, like when you're in a room and they're into it, crack cocaine, insane, dope, awesome. You're like, I am on cloud 9, we're soaring, this is great. And when you're in a room where it's just completely stiff, it's like, it can be very frustrating. And you're like, I'm giving everything I have right now. Like, what's going on?
yeah.
But what I've chosen to do in those situations is we actually, as frontmen specifically, but also just performers in general, like even if I'm just like, playing keys or somebody or whatever, like you are the commander of the space. Like whether someone is full of themselves or not, they're still in that room watching you. Like even if they're not fully engaged, they're looking up at a stage at you, which is weird in theory, but also like there is a decision that was made for them to be standing there. Even if they were there to see the headliner you're opening for, or whatever. And so we have like this awesome opportunity to absolutely command the room. And that's like one of my favorite things to do ever is to like win over a group of people and be like, hey, we're experiencing this in this room, like independently. Cause like, I remember like being in high school and I would go see an awesome show like in DC or something. And you come home and you're like, oh my gosh, like my dad, he loves music. So I'd be like, Dad, I went to this show and like, da-da-da. And you try and explain like the lights did this and then this guy did it, da-da-da. And you're like trying to explain it. But if he wasn't in the room, he can't feel what I felt. Like he can know how the show went. I can watch 21 Pilots' Lollapalooza set a million times. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this part. If I wasn't in the crowd, like there's no way I can know like what that set felt like. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, totally.
And so you get to, as a performer, like command that for people and like create that for people. And I just think that that's, anyway,
Yeah.
I just think it's special.
Do you have any like tricks that you do? Have you like learned anything along the way? You're like, if things are not going well, I feel like people are feeling this way, so I do this.
Grab people this way or
Like,
get
I
them
knew-
engaged.
Like physically grab them.
I
Yeah.
knew a guy
Terrible.
who
You are coming up here until you learn to listen.
You like turn the wedge, put it in their face.
I
Terrible.
knew a guy who, if he felt like people were being really like stiff and kind of uptight, he would purposely like break a guitar string so that he could like and then like laugh about it with his band, like they were all having a moment like, oh my gosh, I messed up. Or he would just mess up or throw a chord or like do something wrong, and they would laugh about it on stage like, oh, I messed up. And then they would just be like, that's cool, and then he would like fix it or whatever. And he would just, that was like one of his tricks to get people like out of their head, to stop being like so perfectionistic about things and to just be like, yeah. So that was like one of his little tricks to get people to like loosen up. And I was there when it happened one time, and I was like, oh wow, like
yikes.
everybody
Yeah,
like
yeah.
loosened up because you're like, oh, something went wrong, but then they laughed about it like it was cool.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, it's fine. Actually, I like this guy. He did something wrong, but he's fine with it. It's okay.
Oh yeah. No, being human is just as vulnerable, like on stage, it's just as vulnerable as like actually sharing the songs themselves. Yeah. And I think I kind of was, even at my album release show last week, I was very open about how like anxious and nervous I was. After like the first 2 songs, there was kind of a moment I like coordinated with my band, or my drummer Dan was like doing this groove that's kind of this one section of the song we were about to start, and I had him just kind of like looping that, just like playing it. And I was like, all right, here's the deal. I was like, I'm really freaking nervous to be up here right now. Like, this is scary. Like, I gave this everything I have, and so I hope that you guys just like meet me there. And I still didn't like snap into it, but I think, yeah, that whoever this person is you're describing, I want to meet them, A, and B. That's like super just cool to me. Like, being really human and not full of yourself. Just like,
I mean, it makes all the difference in the world if you feel like you know somebody a little bit.
yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of times, even like on this show, like on the drive over, I always listen to whatever artist we're going to have on.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, I try not to look up anything else about him. He does for the intro. I don't, because I don't want to know anything ahead of time. I just want to, we'll see. And there's been times when I've been like, you know, this isn't my jam. Like, it's good, but it's not my jam. But then after the episode, I'll be driving home and be like, I love this now. Because now I know this person. I know they're cool. If I like them as a person, I'm more likely to like their things.
It's very true.
Any amount of personality. And when I go see shows, the same thing. Like, if I feel like you know, if they're like friendly and making jokes or whatever, like, you know, I like their music better because of it. Yeah.
Approachability. I don't think you have to be an asshole to be a rock star anymore.
No, I think it's actually a detriment now. Before, I mean, at some point, it wasn't. You know,
No, literally.
that was the image.
Yeah, it's
But-
weird to me.
The
Yeah.
world's just been so changed by social media, because it used to be that what made people important was that they were like out of touch. You couldn't get to them. Like,
Yeah.
celebrities were amazing because like you didn't know about their lives. And so the gossip magazines could just be like, what are they doing? Who are they dating? What's going on? Did they gain weight? Did they lose weight? What's happening?
Yeah.
And like, if there was this whole opaque wall, and the wall behind the celebrities had all of us out, like looking at them on their high towers and from 1,000 miles away, and just being like, what's going on with Brad Pitt? We can't get to him. And that's why they're special.
Gross.
But social media made it so that it's like, all of a sudden people are like, whoa, friggin' Brad Pitt will talk to me. The Brad Pitt, the only one God ever made.
I was waiting for a moment where that was going to come in. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, those people are like chatting with you, or it seems like they're right there on
Yeah.
their phone with you. And it looks like the quality of camera your camera does, and it just changed the whole game. And now people like want that vulnerability.
Oh, yeah.
And then TikTok's like taking it even further, where like now like shitty production is the thing, which will be interesting. I saw a guy on TikTok recently talk about how that actually he thinks that this year that like higher production things are starting to do better on TikTok. And I feel like
I
almost
think it's a natural progression
yeah,
of it.
it's like
Yeah.
every generation, because TikTok's like skews like Gen or Z, like every generation like they start doing media things and like so now they're like the like no, this is what's cool or whatever. But eventually like somebody's going to get good at it and figure out like, wait, I can make everything look better. I'm better than everybody else's videos if I just like use a better camera or do X, Y, Z.
Right.
And that eventually
Yep.
like they're going to get better and better. And now like quality will be like revered again. But it was tough for us millennials when like, are you a millennial or are you Gen Z?
Do I have to answer that?
You're on
You
the
don't
edge.
have to.
No, you don't
No,
have to.
not at
You don't
all.
have to.
I actually, yeah, when you're finished with this, I would love to know how old you think I am. But
I don't know.
yeah,
But
I'm
I think
15. I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
you're like right on that edge. Like you could say either thing to me and I would
Really?
believe you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But I think for like the millennial generation, we like went through this whole thing of like figuring out how to get good at cameras.
Yeah.
So like the DSLR cameras we're using right now to film this show, like it was in the beginning of us like, end of high school, early college or whatever, that these were people were like, wait, you can do great movies with these. And we're like, holy shit, to have great film, Wesley,
They're
right now.
not DSLRs, they're mirrorless cameras. I think is what he's putting
okay,
it there.
to be clear. All right,
Well, this
fair
Canon
enough.
that I'm looking at is definitely a DSLR, is it not? Is it not a
No.
Rebel?
Mirrorless.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
Wesley's actually a photographer, so he knows the like thing.
cool.
But in either
We used
case,
to use a Rebel on the show. That was my camera. These are much
okay,
nicer.
so
Yeah, they look great.
for the inclined, maybe we should get Wesley in here. For the inclined, DSLRs and mirrorless cameras are slightly different, but like the form factor's the same.
Completely different, Ryan.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
exactly what type of cameras these are. There you go.
Exactly
That's
right.
it.
Exactly right.
So,
But in either case, like the point is that like we went from your home camcorder looks stupid, and the only people who can have quality video is like major movie cameras that are
Yeah.
like $30,000 and $60,000 and more, and like out of
Yeah.
touch. But all of a sudden, there was these cameras where you could have high quality.
Yeah.
And then like we went through this whole process of like learning about film grain and trying to make shit look like real movies, and the whole vibe was like people DIY making your stuff look as good as it could look. And then all of a sudden, TikTok in the last few years, it's like, no. If your stuff looks good, it's bad. Actually, what people want now is for it to look as shitty as possible. That's what's cool. And we're just like, fuck, I spent the last 10 years getting like really good at this, and now everybody wants shit.
Yeah, but it'll all come back.
nah, dude, I think quality is always going to be just that. It's quality.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, even, yeah, I'm really bad at the TikTok thing.
I don't do it. I've never been on TikTok, and I'm very proud of that.
I wish, like, as a young artist pursuing this, like, I could be, like, completely opted out. And, like, I kind of, it's very much just second thought for me. And I'm trying to, like, because that's something, unfortunately, like, labels and management look for. But also my personality, I'm like, okay. I'm like, music and me and my art, and my pursuit of that should be enough. But that's a whole other
Yeah.
conversation. But
Yeah.
Well, there might be some problems coming along with TikTok
I
coming up. I mean,
crossing my fingers, man.
one state, I want to say, you can fact check me on this, Wesley, but I think it's Wisconsin just banned it.
What?
And
Wisconsin?
But there's like a number
That's
of
cheesy.
weird
Montana.
internet things going on.
Okay.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. Montana.
But there's a lot of weird internet things going on. It's Montana. Okay, yeah. Banned TikTok, which I know there's a
Wes
lot
is
of
on it.
there's a lot of like.
Did anybody hear when I said Montana 3 times in a row?
Yeah, but I just choose to ignore the things that you say.
I keep looking at the camera whenever I say.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, feel free. Wait, hold on. Get ready to look at the camera.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Was that good? Did you guys like that?
I'm sure you nailed it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
I can't see that angle.
Can you
but,
guys see anything? Is that good?
Yes, well done. Well done. Yeah, but there's other like crazy like internet things happening. Like I think Utah just banned.
you.
Oh,
Bless
dear.
you.
No, sir. I,
What? Hey!
you're back. You're back.
Did I ever leave?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Was I ever here? I'm so sorry.
No,
You've been trying to
this
say
is just
something
how we go.
for like 20 minutes.
It doesn't bother me at all. This is
Okay.
how we work.
Okay.
No, but I think Utah just banned like internet porn or something.
Okay.
And
How
like,
do they
like
do that?
states, I don't know. I don't know how states like control these things. Like if you ban TikTok,
That's
but like
kind of wild. They can just shut off a server for like certain internet stuff.
Interesting.
It's kind of wild.
like, I mean, I work in tech and I don't know how that works.
What is Wes looking
I
up?
mean-
Oh no. I'm just kidding.
I don't hate that in one way because I feel like internet porn doesn't really enrich anybody's lives.
But it has nothing to do with
But I
whether
don't
you like the content.
idea.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the government controlling what people can see.
Right.
Right. That's a problem.
You know, Pornhub to ban access to from. Oh,
Oh
interesting.
no, it's the other. I was wrong. It's the other way around.
Well, so it sounds like they made a law, and because of that law, Pornhub had to do something, or else they would be breaking the law.
So they banned Utah, is what it sounds like.
Wesley,
It
bring
says
that back.
it says they restricted access
I'm confused.
to their website from that state.
I have a lot of thoughts on
Yeah.
this. I think it's great personally because the amount of human trafficking that is fed from specifically that website, but also just pornography in general. Is like,
Sure, yeah, terrible.
I'm like, yeah, that industry can dip.
But
I don't
a
know.
state having that power, I feel like it's a problem.
No, that's weird. Because I'm like, what else can they just like
right. 'Cause
shut off?
Right now you're like that, and you're like, yeah, I'm on board. But then
Yeah.
what if, like, you know, a few years down the road, it's like, well, we don't like Google.
Yeah.
We don't like Facebook, or wow, nobody cares about Facebook anymore. I think that'd be fine.
Well, yeah,
Saying
no,
it.
then like
That's weird.
Minnesota is brought to you by ChatGPT. Like the AI of Minnesota.
Well, that's why it's so important back. I mean, I feel like people forgot, but the internet was classified as a utility,
Yeah.
and now it is not.
What's it classified now as?
As a service, I think, or something. It's like
Weird.
privately owned, and it was a big thing. I mean, like, I'm an internet person, so it was a big thing
Yeah.
on the internet. People like signing petitions, like, absolutely, this is not okay. The
Yeah.
guy, like the politician who was like running it, was like the most hated man on the internet. And it went through, and one of the big problems with it was like companies like Comcast would be able to restrict your access to sites or slow down your speeds to certain sites.
That's kind of creepy.
super creepy.
The slowing down thing is almost worse.
And so that way they can be
Why
like,
isn't it
hey,
working?
Facebook, if you don't pay us, whenever someone goes to your site, it's going to be slow.
Interesting.
And so far, up till this, like, I haven't heard of it being an issue. Everyone was worried it was going to be, and they're like, no, it's going to be fine. And now I'm like, it's not going to be fine. Like, this is the beginning.
Oof.
So
Weird.
Interesting.
no, it's just-
Kind of weird. Control.
sound-
it's weird. It's a
Sounds
weird
like the
thing.
future is going to be like the AI versus internet wars.
Sure. AI would
Yeah.
win.
No,
AI
it's
would
like,
win.
I think AI is on our side.
No.
AI is going to be helping us to defeat the internet blockers. TM. They
I'm
need a
sorry.
better
I'm
name.
not programmed to have this conversation. Sorry. I'm actually
Maggie,
AI.
Maggie Miles, prominent AI in Nashville, Tennessee.
Actually, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell now. It's creepy.
That's true. It's getting pretty good.
It's wild.
That's
What'd
true.
you
Here's
just
the
do?
interesting. I'm just prepping for a button I like to press sometimes.
Oh no.
Wow.
I'm scared.
So recently, I don't know if you know about this, but have you heard about the AI that you can use to like change your voice?
Like deep fake, but for a voice,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah.
I've heard about this. Yeah.
Like,
So-
change your voice to another person's or just like a voice changer? Because that's not that impressive.
Okay, so to another person.
Yeah, there's apps for that, man.
So you probably heard about. People have probably heard about like there was a fake Drake song.
Oh, dude,
Right.
I saw this on Twitter. It's
Yeah.
creepy.
So
It's
Apparently,
creepy.
it like it got a lot of plays. I mean, it like went like
I listened to it.
super high up on the charts.
It sounds like Drake.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I don't know how I would react to that as an artist.
So I've
Be
got
weird.
I have gotten into that a little bit recently, and I've been changing my voice to the Beatles, and
How?
it's kind of a good time. It's well, there's basically a Google collab form, which is like I don't even know what a Google collab even is. I've been using it, but
Okay.
do you know what it is? Like
No.
it's basically if
it
I'm
like a
understanding right, essentially, it's like a way that people can make a program that you can just run online from your computer
Okay.
on their server.
Oh, interesting.
So, but anyway, essentially, what I think it does is, are you familiar with the word timbre?
Yeah.
So timbre for the listeners,
TIMBRE.
yeah,
Right.
looks like
Timbre.
timbre, yeah, but it's timbre. Timbre is the quality of a sound. So we have, when it comes to sound, we have pitch. You know, I went from low to high.
I mean, you could have started a lot lower. You didn't have to start.
That's so true.
Actually, I completely missed it. Can you do it again?
Hi.
There we go. Hey. Hi.
We have rhythm, you know, but.
I love the
Okay.
demonstrations.
Thank you. We have volume. We have soft, loud.
You didn't say.
I feel like this has been going on for like a half an hour. With all the different options.
But timbre, well, I have to explain the other ones to explain what timbre is. Because timbre is the thing about my voice that you're hearing right now
Yeah,
that isn't
sets you
any of
apart.
those things.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
I also have accent. I should say that too for a voice, right? So it'd be like, oh, right, I'm like a British guy, right? Or like,
But your timbre changed just then when you changed your accent.
that's true. My timbre is changing, but there's the part of it that always sounds like me That's the timbre. And it's
Exactly.
like the quality for a voice, it's like to do
the
with
soul of the voice.
Yeah.
It's like almost the texture, but it's more like the feel of it.
Yeah. And it has to do with your vocal cords and your body size and shape
Yeah.
and all those things and the resonances that are created in your specific
Resonance, yeah, that's the word.
head. And so, okay. So there's a reason that you sound like you and I sound like me. And a lot of it, like I could do an impression to try to sound like how you sing, or you could do an impression to try to sound like how I sing.
I would be fine with that.
But we should do that later. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But there's this other quality that you cannot imitate, and that's like those actual physical qualities of the other person's like body, essentially.
Okay.
And so what this does is it takes that Drake song, somebody else. What's funny is like in the news, they're like, AI made a song and it sounds just like Drake. The AIs are taking over. Okay. Well, I've done it now.
Yeah.
It is not like what they're portraying it as is
Somebody
almost like
tracked vocals,
Exactly.
probably kind of like Drake.
yes.
Wrote melodies that were like a Drake song, and then that's where the AI manipulates the actual
And just takes it that
take.
extra step.
yeah.
Yes.
less impressive when you say it like
It
that.
seems like somebody's behind a computer typing, make me a Drake song, and then it was like, okay, this is a Drake song.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening.
That's not what's
But
going
are
on.
you sure?
Somebody
But do you-
tried.
But do
It
you know
still
that's
is
how they do
scary,
it?
Yes,
though.
I do know.
It
I've
still
done it.
is scary.
Somebody essentially is doing their best imitation, just like you said, of Drake. And then what they're doing is they're going to a computer and they're training it from Drake's voice. Here is the timbre, the quality of Drake's voice. And then they're taking their vocals that they already tried to sound Drake-ish. They're like, Kiki, do you love me? And then it went,
Whoa, wait, was that AI?
it almost, you know what? I should go into the episode audio and edit my voice to now sound like Drake there.
For that moment.
Actually, I really should.
I got that holla bling.
Do
There
it.
you
Do it. Yeah, do some Drake. We'll do that.
Okay.
well, now I'm on the spot.
Whoa.
Is that your best beatbox?
He does.
And so anyway, the
He missed
AI
it. It's okay.
takes it that last 20% to sound like Drake's voice.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
But yeah, I've been getting into that recently. I don't know where the story started.
Are you George or like Paul or
So
who are you picking when you
so
see the
far,
Beatles?
so you can make your own models and train the AI. I have not gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Presently, I have been using other people's models that they've
Okay,
created.
Cool.
And
Like a template almost.
yes,
Cool.
kinda. And so far, Paul McCartney, I feel like, is the best one.
Yeah.
So,
Paul's my favorite because he's lefty, and I
are
just
you a lefty?
I am. Yeah. And I like the Wings, and I just like Paul's writing a lot. I think he's dope. But I think all of them are incredible in different ways.
That's
honestly.
awesome. Are you
Yeah.
are you a Beatles fan?
As much as the next guy, kind of my
Yeah.
take on Rum in the sense of like they're important to music. Like I'm not gonna act like they're overrated. They're not. They're incredible. Like Revolver's one of my like favorite records like ever. Like just in general. I think it's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
You know that tape you picked up earlier? It was
Oh.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts
Yes,
Club Band.
I actually did notice that. This is also just a classic as well. I have this one on tape, like a cassette.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great
All right.
record.
The fact that you even know what that is makes my age guess go up by 2 years at least.
that I do know or I don't.
That you do know what a cassette is.
Oh,
It's time for Guess Maggie Miles age.
Yeah, we're not doing that. we're not doing that.
oh no.
Look, I know there are a few rules, and that is one thing you were not allowed to do.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah. Really with anybody,
But with a woman, that's
but
what you're gonna say.
specifically
Yeah.
with women. Yeah, like I mean, that's like the trope.
It's one of the only rules of our society that hasn't been like questioned in the last few
Right.
years.
Really?
No one's. Has anybody brought that up? People are bringing up a lot of stuff. Yeah. People bring up a lot of stuff. You know, like it's been a time of a lot of social change.
Yeah.
Has anybody talked about guessing women's age is okay now?
Yeah, is that okay now?
No one's brought it up.
Are we saying it's okay now?
I think if the woman herself opens up the door, and is like,
Exactly.
guess my age.
That's part of the rule.
That's how women talk, by the way.
Oh my God! Can I tell you a terrible story?
Sure. I
Okay.
if it's
Yeah.
terrible.
Guess a button. Guess a button. Just see.
Wow.
the one I hit
Do the
first
green one. Do
didn't
the
even-
green one.
Oh, you love this
that's
shit.
me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
So it was last year. I do a thing here at the studio through Airbnb, and it's a experience. Have you heard of Airbnb experiences?
Never an experience, no,
Okay,
but they
so-
house my touring quite frequently.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
same. It's on the same platform, but
Okay.
it's basically like any town. You should try it sometime. Any small town or any town that you go to will have an Airbnb experiences, and it's like unique local offerings. So I do one, and it's called Sing Karaoke in a Music Row Studio.
Oh, cool.
And so the same mic you were singing on, like people just go in there and they do karaoke.
Fun.
And I give them a little tour and tell them about Music Row and tell them the history of the studio and stuff like that. And,
Cute.
Yeah. So anyway, about a year ago,
Where's this get terrible? I'm so
I
excited.
had a couple come in.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Rewind. I had what
Rewind.
appeared to be a mother and son come in. It was a lady.
I'm so scared.
Was a lady who looked to be in her mid-50s and a man who looked to be in his mid-20s. And I thought they were a mother and son. And as time went on, when they're in the room, I realized that
Very
they were
clear.
together.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, we're here for her birthday and our anniversary. And I'm just like, you're dating your mom. No, just kidding.
You're still not getting it. You're super not getting it.
It was like, and like, I want to say this as gentle and kind as I can.
Yeah.
She was not the world's best looking person. She looked like she would be like your daycare. I think she actually had a daycare. Or maybe I'm making that up. I think she did.
Okay, I
she
feel
looked
like
a daycare
the
lady.
daycare union is going to rise up and come
How
after us now,
dare you.
Ryan.
I'm just saying, like, some people are really attractive. Some people aren't very attractive. I would say,
Is this
from
the
my
scary
own
part of the
perspective,
story? Because I'm scared.
Was she just scary?
She was kind of like a not super attractive older lady.
Aw.
She looked like a very sweet grandma.
But she hooked this
And he
dude.
had been like in the military, so he was like kind of yoked. He was like in great shape.
She had money? What's going on here?
Exactly, right?
Guaranteed,
And
right?
I've told the story before.
You guys
and
ever
people
seen
asked,
Ozark? Or not? Yeah, Ozark.
I
with,
haven't.
with
I've seen a few.
Jason
Seen a few.
Bateman. You know, like the old lady that lives on that. Anybody who's seen Ozark? Oh,
I've only
Yeah.
seen like 3 episodes.
pull up
Sorry.
a picture of her if you can, Wes. Do you
Old
know who
lady
I'm
from
talking about?
No,
Is her
you've
name
seen it.
Carol or something? Okay, sorry.
And does
Continue
she
your
have,
story.
like, yeah.
She's dating this like young dude in the show, and it's just like, what's going on? Because he's so young, and
Yeah.
it's
'Cause at a
she's
certain,
so
like to a
not.
certain extent, you want to be like, you know, I mean, who cares? Do what you want.
No,
Be happy.
totally.
Yeah.
On the other
No
side, you're like,
judgment.
but it feels a little icky.
Yes. No, like it's called cradle robbing for a reason. and it's
Ooh.
scary.
Oh my god.
Well,
So
that's
this
not
scary
just
lady
like-
is
She is
dating
scary.
that guy in the suit on the far right.
I mean, that's
Not the kid she's holding. Sorry.
yeah, it's real young.
She's holding a baby for the audio only listeners.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's like some meth. That's a meth look, you know.
that's a very meth look. That's true.
In the pictures, not the actress. In the show.
No, I know. It's just so funny.
I'm not calling
In
out
the
the
show
actress.
about
She's-
drugs, of course she does meth.
Yeah,
Oh,
Both
man.
Jerry's parents did meth. That's
true.
fine.
So I would know.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know what to say.
I know my dad occasionally listens to these too.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Hi,
I don't know how
Jerry's
you feel
dad.
about this, but
Doesn't do meth anymore.
we bring it up sometimes.
He's a great man now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Heck yeah.
Great man is. I mean, he hasn't conquered nations. He's just like doing okay. Like
Yeah. Just like a normal dude.
I think he's really nice.
he's
Anyway, the point is this was an
It became
older,
clear, yeah.
not particularly attractive lady with a young, attractive man
Okay.
who had like a good physique and everything going for him. My point is he could it wasn't like yeah, that guy needed help.
There's something else
it was
going
like
on
he
there.
could date anybody he
Yeah.
he's a normal guy.
Okay.
Exactly. And in the middle of the show, this is where I'm going to bring it back around to our conversation about your music career. No, it's not going to get there yet, but we'll come back to that.
Okay.
In the middle of their not their set, but of their karaoke experience,
So scary.
she goes, "Hey, guess our age difference. How old do you think I am?"
no.
That's what he said. Yeah.
I will
This is
not.
when you said when the woman opens the door to guess her age.
Nope, not
That's
even
what
enough.
brought up this story. She's like, "How old do you think I am?" And I said, no, I'm not guessing that. And
In the
she's like,
talkback,
I'm like,
no.
oh no. Yeah, exactly. In the talkback.
I'll
No,
pass.
thank you.
You turn on the tape.
And she's like, no, it's fine. I'm asking. It's fine. Go ahead, ask. And I said, I literally said to her, I was raised way goddamn better than that.
Dude, good for you. Get to the high road, man.
And she goes, like, I just flat denied her question.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm 55 and he's 26. and they wanted to share this
It's like
with
a
me.
kink. Like they knew it was
Yes.
weird.
9 years.
They knew it was weird.
I wonder if they were
They like it.
if they got
Yeah.
off on like
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
me
100%.
guessing.
No, a million.
Oh yeah. They want to show you.
Yeah,
they want,
yeah.
You know, they want you to see the situation. They
Yes,
love it. They love it.
They love it. There's a reason.
They
there.
probably know
She
people
literally
judge them and
brought
they love
up-
it more.
She literally brought up that he was like she was his babysitter at one point in time when
That's
she
so
knew
much
him when he
worse.
was 2.
That's so much worse.
Anyway, so
Wait, I think I know what to do.
press the button. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that the one you wanted, or
Yeah. No,
did
I
you
wanted that
want the one that
I
Wesley
put us on a
muted?
new sheet.
Oh, Wesley literally muted the bad one. Good job, Wesley.
No, I
didn't
am
know you could do
not.
that. I thought you were gonna play. He's
No,
pulling
I
his
know
cock
what
out.
I know you did. Yeah. Super aware.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But no, long story short, absolutely fucking not.
We're
I'm
not-
not going to ask
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm not going
can't.
to answer that question.
Yeah.
If, you know, even if she says it's fine, I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
But,
no.
but isn't it also for you as an artist? Isn't it better for your mystique that
Right.
you're like no one knows? She's ageless. She's timeless. She's,
Yeah.
Is she a
Timeless.
Gen Z? Is she a millennial? Is she a Gen X? You'll never know. Maggie Miles is all things to all people and nothing to nobody.
Though I'd be surprised.
That last part
Gen X would surprise me though.
really meant a lot. Yeah, nothing to nobody.
Nothing to know.
It really touched you.
I ain't nothing to nobody.
Now, have you gotten out of Nashville to like play, or do you mostly play in town?
I love touring.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you've been
Play
all,
out
all over
quite
the
a
place.
bit. Mm-hmm.
It's like way more fun than playing here.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
people-
know how to. I don't want to offend anybody, but yeah.
But I mean, the people
It is.
here that would listen to this show, I feel like are also musicians
Definitely.
and totally get it.
Yeah.
It's not that Nashville's not awesome. Nashville's awesome in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know who Nashville flipped out for when they came to town? Only Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's the only person we ever got like. You know who played like the next week? Billy Joel and
Oh,
fucking
dude.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Did you hear anybody talk about it? I really didn't know until it was done. I would have
Yeah.
gone.
I didn't know till this
Yeah.
moment right now.
Yeah.
I spent
I didn't know
3
Stevie Nicks
days
played.
trying to get Taylor Swift tickets for my girlfriend, and
Aw,
it didn't work.
You're a good boyfriend.
Thank you.
That's sweet.
I mean, it would have been a lot better if I'd succeeded, but
Oh.
but like Taylor Swift came, we shut down the city,
The
and
whole
like,
city, yeah.
Come. Everybody else though, until you're at that level, nobody cares. Everybody's like, well, this person's my neighbor, and you know, Reba McEntire came to my kid's christening, and you know, like it's just, nobody cares about you unless you're like the most famous person on earth.
I think it. Yeah. I
And
agree
also
and
from
disagree.
Yeah, tell me how you disagree.
Well, I think in like the alt kind of scene, which is I guess I would consider my music to more, and
Yeah.
like my friend group and all of that fits more in there. I mean, we were stoked for like Inhaler from Ireland. Who
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
you guys listen to Inhaler? They're
Is-
incredible.
Isn't Inhaler like Bono's son? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Have you
No.
heard this?
No, I have not.
Dude, you're like, oh my God, you've been gifted with
Yeah.
one of the like greatest voices of all time.
Yeah.
Like, cause he's like a similar but different younger Bono.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're little like he has like an isness that's similar to Bono. But I saw them play Brooklyn Bowl when they came. I was stoked for that
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah.
And then there's like, you know, there's this band out of Chicago called Friday Pilots Club. They played The End. I was stoked to see them. Like Katie Hill, another alternative artist, like played The End as well. Like there's a lot of really awesome artists that are kind of like on the come up in other cities that I think the scene that I'm in at least like get really stoked about. But I think I know what you're saying on like a citywide level, statewide level, honestly, like for Taylor Swift. I felt so bad for anybody in the like service industry that weekend.
God,
It
what a
was
nightmare.
silly stuff going on.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, my wife's a huge Taylor Swift fan.
I mean, she's great.
And I like Taylor Swift. I've
Yeah.
gone to 2 of her tours.
Oh, cool, man.
Mainly because of my wife. I wouldn't have gone otherwise. But
Yeah.
but, you know, it's great. But we were
You know
gonna.
what's funny?
My wife wanted to go this time.
My
but-
sister is super into Taylor Swift too.
It's the same person.
Oh, you know what's funny? Oh, wait, no way. I was going to be like, I know somebody that's into Taylor Swift. I thought that's where that was
Like,
coming
isn't that crazy? Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fun. You
Yeah,
guys are
so
I
personal.
don't. Did we mention
Yeah,
that?
we are.
Yeah.
No, but that's cute and it makes sense. Yeah.
But so she wanted
you're
to.
hanging out with family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Friday
Reba was
night,
at my christening. So.
the first night of the shows, the Taylor Swift shows, my wife really wanted to go.
Okay.
She was like almost in tears because she wanted to go so bad.
Yeah.
And eventually she was like, I'm just going to go down there. I'm just going to go down there and just go to like the bridge and just watch it from
Yeah.
outside the stadium.
Yeah.
And she's like, do you want to go? And I was like,
Absolutely.
I do not. Yeah, I was like, it's like 10 o'clock at night. We were dog sitting. Like, there's
Yeah.
another dog I could take care of. Or, well, technically, she was dog sitting. I'm not a dog sitter. That is her side gig.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll stay and take care of your dog.
Aw.
And you go to the thing. So she goes to the thing. She had a great time.
She goes to the bridge. She TikToks it.
Yeah.
Has 100,000 people tune into her TikTok.
Like live?
Live,
Watch
yeah.
it live. Yeah, her TikTok live.
Okay.
Watching from the bridge where you can't see anything. You just see that the stadium is there and you hear the music a little bit.
You guys
from
realize
far
this
away.
is like historical stuff.
Crazy.
Like, that's crazy. Unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard
She's-
of.
Like, from that view, someone else's phone. Like, and I heard that there was like at least like 3,000 people outside the stadium watching from the bridge.
Probably
And,
more than that.
really?
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
And then you've got the actual stadium, which I don't even know the
70,000.
Yeah,
capacity.
it makes me sad
That's
to say, but
ridiculous.
she's like absolutely the Beatles of our generation.
No, she is. And why does that make you sad to say?
Oh, because I love the Beatles and I think Taylor Swift's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not groundbreaking.
As somebody who was in a wannabe Taylor Swift band.
Yeah, we played a lot of Taylor Swift covers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, we weren't talking. We were telling Allie about that. Shout out Allie,
Shout out to Allie for sure.
bass player with Maggie.
Yeah, dude.
No, we were telling her we used to be in a band together,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like backing up a girl who like really wanted to be Taylor Swift back in the
2008.
yeah the
Like Fearless era.
Fearless era.
Yeah.
Fearless. We played a lot of Fearless era Taylor Swift songs.
It's great songs.
Yeah. Anyway, Taylor Swift's amazing, but she's not the amazingness of 5 people. Like, she's not the amazingness of the Beatles. Because the amazingness of the Beatles that there's, or sorry, it's not 5, it's 4. But it's 4
Yeah,
incredible.
the Fab Five. Everyone knows.
The Fab Five. Fucked up. Anyway, I'll kill myself after the show.
Jesus.
It was like,
Oh my God.
We're like a Spotify warning now.
it'd be a new one. Anyway, whatever. I mean, I'm no shame to Taylor Swift. We'll get there in a second.
I was
Because I went
curious
to
why
the
you said that.
show.
Because I find myself thinking things like that sometimes where I'm like, man, what the heck? Like, you're not like, freaking the Beatles or like the Rolling Stones or whoever you want to place there, right? But you have to think to something that, and I'm not comparing them because I don't think they are comparable. Taylor Swift and the Beatles, I think they're obviously very different. But when you think about the things that set them each apart, a lot of it is versatility, right? Like a Beatles record varies each single, like this record, like Peppers versus the White Album or Abbey Road, whatever.
Yeah.
They're totally different. And then you can say similarly with Taylor. She's kind of like been a little bit of like a catalyst, I would say, as far as genre bending. Personally, I think there's other bands that do it, bands specifically, that like the 1975, I mean, they do that all the time.
Who the big gossip around her shows is that she's
Oh,
dating
yeah,
Maddie
dude.
Healy.
Jeez. Well, there you go, man. Like
Yeah.
that's some like 70s rocker shit, if you ask me. Like,
they have
who
got,
knows what's going on?
They have got to do a collab.
I don't think it's real. It got really quiet.
I want it to
so.
be real.
Yeah, who doesn't? But I think it's a
Yeah.
publicity stunt. I don't know. Wes, what do you think?
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
No. But I have nothing against Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift. I like the music.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you were in the
Like
middle
it.
of the story. Night
Oh, right,
one,
right.
She goes to the bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Saturday night.
100,000 people go into her TikTok.
Crazy.
So Saturday she wants to go again to the bridge. And so she does with Ryan and his girlfriend.
Fun.
We didn't go to the bridge. We went outside of the stadium on the opposite side where you could watch the screen.
Oh, that's a
and
great
hear the
idea.
music. Now, we actually went down hoping we could buy tickets, and we could find 0 people selling tickets.
Yeah.
We did actually. I did fall for a scam.
Oh, no.
We tried to buy. Oh, you know about this? Corinne told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your knowing laugh. I tried to buy tickets from somebody on Facebook Marketplace, and I did like I was like, well, we'll buy one, and like because there's two of us. We're like, we'll buy one, see if it works, and if it doesn't work, we won't buy a second one. Because like I'm like, we're gonna spend a lot of money for 2 tickets.
A lot.
It was
Right.
like it was a lot cheaper, and it was kind of like let's just see. And anyway, so it was like a worthwhile risk in my mind.
Okay.
Anyway, she disagreed after it didn't work out, but
Aw.
I thought it was worthwhile, something to try.
Yeah.
Anyway, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
They actually sent me a ticket that went into the passbook, and but every time we scanned it, it got denied. And I went to like 4 different entrances of the stadium,
Man, it's
having them
getting
scan it.
scary.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like these
Scammers getting
scalpers
good.
and stuff.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scary stuff.
But then the third night.
Oh, sorry. And I need to say, on the second night, her TikTok, she was with us on that second night.
Yeah.
200,000 people watched her TikTok live. She got 900 new followers. Previously, she had 300 followers on TikTok.
Dang, bro.
She got 900 in
Yeah.
one video.
That's
you know.
crazy.
So anyway,
Yeah, but then Sunday happened and the big storms came in
Mm-hmm.
and the show was delayed and she just sat and waited. She waited for hours in the car because she's like, I'm not missing this.
It's a true fan.
Yeah, it's psycho behavior. And she stayed for hours and hours and hours and eventually people started leaving
Yeah.
because they didn't want to wait. And so when a big crowd was leaving, she just walked in. She just found an empty seat and she just texted me, I'm in. And I was like, holy shit, like you got in? She straight up snuck in and saw the show. It was amazing. I was very impressed.
That is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard.
But she waited for hours.
Dude, she kind of super deserved that seat.
Yeah, 100%.
that was like Taylor
if
Swift's
Taylor
biggest
knew-
fan.
Like, she'd be like, great, awesome.
Yeah, let's make this viral so we can get free Taylor Swift tickets, please.
No, literally,
No,
Taylor.
would have been like,
Come on, you know you want to.
she would have like been like, come to the stage. Corinne Bird, come to the
No,
stage.
she loves her fans. It's
Yeah.
inspiring. It's cool.
And you know, we've gone to 2 other tours. We just didn't go to this one. We went to
Yeah.
the last 2. And tickets aren't cheap.
No.
I mean, I think one time we spent $800 for 2 tickets. I was like, are you kidding me? So I'm really glad I didn't have to pay this time.
That like blows my mind. Just being like an indie artist, like I felt bad with ticket fees having my tickets to my album release be $17 because
Which is so reasonable.
I don't think it is for like the level I'm at as a local Nashville artist playing like a
Sure.
500 cap room. Like, granted, it was a big show, but like I wanted my tickets to be $10. You know,
Right.
like at most, or
Yeah.
12 maybe.
Yeah.
But like $17, I was like, oh, this sucks, man. Because most of my buddies that I wanted to be there, like they're also artists. Like we're all kind of just like, you know.
Right.
So it's
but
like
not,
800.
You're not a local Nashville artist. You're an artist from Virginia on permanent tour in Nashville.
Permanent
You're
tour.
a touring
My gap
national,
year, yeah.
a national artist.
That's my little sister. We have an inside joke. Anytime I come home to like hang out, she's literally graduating high school next month. Super proud of her. Shout out to Sammy. So proud of her. But she, whenever I come home, she's like, "How's your gap year?" It's like a joke between us because I just
Now,
never went to college.
The number of people you've mentioned that are graduating from high school,
No,
lowering
no.
your age.
I've
Lowering your
only-
age.
Really?
Yeah, your cousin with cerebral palsy. Didn't he just graduate high school?
Yeah, they're the same age.
Oh,
My
yeah.
cousin and my
This is
sister.
This is
Yeah,
two
he's saying
people.
them
Two
being the same
family
age
members. My
Yeah.
sister and my cousin.
means that you are.
The more
he's
people
saying
you
you're
know.
most likely younger because they're just graduating high school now.
Ask me how many people I know
I'm
graduated
the
from high
oldest
school.
kid in my family.
Okay.
Do you not have any nieces or nephews or cousins or anything like
I
that?
do, but my youngest cousin just graduated college.
Yeah.
But I was sort of surprised. I was like, how did he graduate so fast?
Oh, I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this is weird. But I am young. Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm not correcting you. But I will say I'm the oldest kid in my family.
We're narrowing down.
And not and not one of us is guessing your age because
Nope.
we're smarter than that. Okay. I want to talk more. I want to know more about your story with music.
Yeah.
But I think
But-
it's about time that we play your second song.
Cool.
And then we'll come back. So, what were you playing for us next?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm just kidding. That'd
Play
be so rude.
your best song.
The limit is not 6.
Sorry, I'm being mean. That's like the worst thing you could ask artists. Like, oh, I really like this one because this, but I hate. Oh.
Yeah, no, I would rather scoot out of here. This is asthma. I don't know why I did that face. That was terrible.
Do you have asthma?
I do.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is that why it's called
Sure.
asthma? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything you want to tell us before we hit play?
No.
Perfect. Here's asthma.
Bury my hatchet in the clouds. Punching my lungs a 5th time now. What you won't say I don't need, what you won't know, I wanna be free, oh. Whoa. What you won't say I don't need, what you won't know, I wanna be free, oh. Whoa. Giving you less in spite of pain. But in a mess, it is my shame. It is mine. But you won't say I don't need, but you won't know I wanna be free, oh. Wanna be free, oh. But you won't say I don't need, but you won't know I wanna be free, oh. I wanna be free, oh. Pretty sure I learned my lesson, I can tell, 'cause I feel different. I won't try to sound impressive, promise I have good intention. Pretty sure I learned my lesson, I can tell, 'cause I feel different. I feel different. Holding my breath till I see the sun. Doubting myself till I'm over. Fell out of touch with a better love. Picking up pieces of who what you want. Say I don't need what you want, no, I wanna be free, oh. Whoa. What you want, say I don't need what you want, no, I wanna be free, oh. I wanna be free, oh. What you want, no, say I don't need what you want, no, I wanna be free, oh. Wanna be free, oh. Oh yeah. What you want, no, say I don't need what you want, no, I wanna be free. What you want, no, say I don't need what you, yeah.
And we're back.
Okay.
Action, shin.
So that was asthma. As it's from your new album, which you just released. We talked all about that. Okay. So tell me about the new album.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say I don't think you ever actually said the name.
is it? Yeah.
What is the name?
What is the name of the album?
Tanner? Maybe.
Okay, actually, I have a little game.
hell is even that?
I have a game. Since you guys
Oh,
both
you have a game.
don't know anything about me,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I
know
know
that you're
a lot
British.
more an hour and than I did an hour and a half ago.
Okay. Well, okay. No, but if I was to give you the acronym of the record title,
Yeah.
what would you think it is?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's TLT.
Thankless thanks, obviously.
How the hell? Just kidding.
Tender, loving
Oh,
teddy bears?
okay.
They could have gone a lot of directions with that.
First word's the.
The living
Light,
Close.
love, like,
Close. You're very
Little?
close. Nope.
the little
It ends in a.
fuck.
Well, it begins with an L. No, you're so close.
lick, I don't know how much closer I can get.
It's TLT.
And this is the worst because I was listening to it on the way here. Like,
I was
like I
really
saw it.
So you've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a picture,
I'm like
it's a
racking
picture
my
of a
brain.
house. It's a picture of a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's TLT. The
I don't know enough words. Apparently, is what
Love?
I'm learning here. No, we are decided. It's not.
light.
It's close to luck.
lit.
Lack.
The lack?
The lack thing.
Truth.
The lack thing.
The lack. Tony.
Oh, what?
The lack. Shut up.
Tony.
You guys aren't gonna
The
get
lack tree.
Lactate. You know, like
Missed
that
opportunity
medicine that you take
that
for
one.
lactose
That's
intolerant.
not
Oh,
what
That's
that's called.
lactate. That's very different. That was close.
All right, Maggie Miles' new album, The Lactate, is here to stay, people. Top of the pops.
Yeah, I'll never get it
You're
my
good.
rest of my life.
It's the lack thereof.
The lack
Oh, and that's like
thereof.
even like a thing people say. But you don't think of thereof starting with a T. It doesn't have that T vibe.
So who,
Okay, sorry
who
about that.
produced the album with you?
Yeah. Anyway, so a guy named Liam Smith, his artist project is Sly Boy.
Ooh,
So.
Sly Boy.
Yeah.
He sounds like a playa. Or the opposite?
Yeah. I don't really know.
Is it an ironic title?
I don't know why he picked that name. He said it sounded punky at the time or something like that.
Alright.
But
Cool enough.
yeah, he produced the record. So
Nice. Nice. Actually, a producer we haven't heard of on the show yet. It
Yeah.
seems like most of your friends are produced by either John Class, who we had on the show last week, or Michael. And I always
Gio.
forget- Gio.
Girardeau. Is it just Gio?
I don't know. That's what
Maybe
people
they
say
shorten him to
us.
Gio.
Gio.
Yeah, I think it is like Gio.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, he's somebody I want to reach
So is
out to
John.
have on the show.
Oh, he'd
yeah.
be fun.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
We hear that a lot.
We do.
About him.
But yeah, we haven't heard of Liam Smith. Yeah, haven't heard of him yet.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what did the process look like?
Honestly, what's funny, so this is my second full-length record that I've put out. I put out my first one in 2020, and I'm going to make you guys guess that one too. No, I'm just kidding. It's literally the longest title too. That'd be so mean. So mean. That's like the rest of the podcast. It's just you guys do that. But yeah, it's my second full-length record, and that process was basically I moved here, started writing a ton, had a bunch of songs written previous to moving here, and kind of collected them all together and realized that there was kind of this through line like within the songs. And I wrote this one song called Swim and literally took the chorus of that song and like that's the title of the record. It's Am I Drowning or Am I Just Learning How to Swim? And so I was like, okay, this is like a theme here. And then pivoting like a few years, or I guess it was honestly later that year, I started working on The Lack Thereof in the winter of 2020. I like went into it being like, I'm making a record, and started writing songs and literally had this dream in the middle of the night of this like picture of this house, and started just kind of like going through stuff that I had. And I found this old photo I took like a long time ago, literally on like an iPod Touch, like a long time ago, which again, giving away how young I am. But it was a great like kind of synopsis of this world that this album sort of sits in my brain. And it's very just overcast spring in Virginia, green, lush, new life, but angsty. It kind of has like almost like a Midwest, like, I don't want to say Midwest emo because it does not sound that way, but it has that sort of a tone to it, or timbre maybe, where it's a bit angsty, and it's this longing for hope. And the whole process of me writing this new record was just like tearing through apathy and being like, I'm done with that, you know? I just feel like I just said a lot of things, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Apathy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
What made you feel like you wanted to be done with apathy? Or how does that express itself in the music?
The funny thing about apathy is we don't know that we're feeling it until we're not. Because it is quite literally like the lack thereof of anything, you know? And I've never really made that connection with the title with that until just now. So that's kind of cool. But it's truly just a numbing, right? It's a self-protection that one does for themselves in order to just, I'd rather feel nothing at all than bad, you know? And
Interesting.
I was just kind of operating in that way unknowingly, you know, and just kind of moved here, didn't know anybody, was super lonely, and kind of like what I was talking about with the BeNice song, or BeNice, excuse me. It was just like a dark, kind of cloudy headspace, and I wrote this one song that's literally the last song on the album. It's called Asleep, and the chorus is saying, I need a break from the apathy. It's like me kind of...
What do you feel helped you break from the apathy?
Literally writing that song.
Really?
Yeah, man. It was like cathartic and therapeutic at the same time. A big theme on this record, I was actually raised like a pastor's kid, and
Classic.
super, yeah, I know. We're on American Idol right now. My story. No, it is classic, but that was like how I was raised, what I knew. And then I kind of had like a crisis of self, kind of just like anybody does when they're like in their late teens, early 20s, where they're just like, what's going on? And I just stepped away from all of it. And I was like, I don't want any of it, because I was literally like leading worship and just feeling I was disjointed and just weird. And then right before I moved to Nashville, I had this like crazy, I guess you could literally call it like a come to Jesus moment, and encountered this passage in Psalm 139. And I literally have it like tattooed right here.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool.
139.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw that right at the beginning of the show, and I had an intention to ask about it. I was literally...
Really?
I had a plan in my mind, and I was like, this is going to be hilarious. And then I was like, maybe it's not, and I forgot about it. But I was going to do a whole bit, because this is how I think in my brain.
Yeah.
My whole plan, I was going to say something like, all right, so we have a segment we do on the show where I'm just going to say a random number, and I want you to tell me what it means to you.
And you're just going to do that?
And and I was like, I forgot.
Thought through all this?
This is how my brain works.
Wow.
Ryan.
Dude, that would have freaked me out, because I would have been like, how did you... He must have seen... Yeah, that would have been weird.
You're like, I'm getting 1...
And I totally forgot. Yeah.
3...
thereof. Anyways.
Lactate.
Never.
1-3 lactate.
That's.
Yeah.
I'm never living that down.
So Psalm 139.
Yeah, it just like everything that I had thought about. Bless you. Everything that I had like thought about or perceived to be who like God was, right? Like I was raised to think, just was super like broken down, and almost experienced this like renaissance of sorts mentally. And it felt like I actually encountered like what that love is supposed to be, or like what it's preached to be. And I was like, whoa, this is different than I thought it was. And it basically was just this experience I had like on the bathroom floor of this coffee shop in my hometown. And I was like, I had the door locked, and I was just like crying. I was like, what is going on with me? This is really embarrassing. I'm literally in public. And I was just like, all right, God, I'm going to like give you another chance, right? I'm going to like try this out. Mm-hmm. And a week after like making that decision in my life, I got an email from this manager here in town and was like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I was emailed this video of you performing in DC, and do you have a manager? Like, and I was like, what? And so we hopped on a phone call, and she was like, yeah, I want to work with you. You know, I work with a publisher and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even know what any of that meant. I was like super just getting started, you know?
Google manager, Google publisher.
It was just cool, man. It was weird that like a week after that, I was just super quick. And I literally moved to Nashville like 2 months after that. It was wild.
That's wild.
So it was kind of just this crazy encounter. But all that being said, the lack thereof is sort of me, that record is me expressing that kind of how it's not something I fully understand still, faith, you know, but it's something I'm figuring out and trying to understand, and like my relationship with it, and like the idea of God, and the idea of like those huge questions like the afterlife, whatever. And it's me kind of just like airing that out on a record, but in a really like angsty way, and like very just like, this is where I'm at with this. And Asleep was very like, the ending of the album was me kind of like the whole bridge. It ends with this gang vocal that we tracked in the basement of my parents' house, which is where I lived for a few years after high school when I didn't go to college. And I was writing a lot of just songs and starting to kind of just become the artist I am now before moving to Nashville, and lived in that basement. And so when I wrote this song, I was like, we got to track them like in that basement, because it just feels like it felt, I don't know, it just felt important to do it. And so I had my little sister and then my 2 best friends and then their 2 little sisters, because the 3 of them are best friends and 3 of us are best friends, and we like love our little sisters, you know, we like take care of them and stuff. And so the 6 of us track these gang vocals, and the lyrics are, I'm scraping off the paint, I'm making room for what you have to say. And that's where like the house visual comes from. There's a lot of like creaking wood throughout the record that I kind of trickled in production wise. Like
that's cool.
It like the album like lives in this house that you see on the cover.
Oh, that's
if that
cool.
makes any sense. But yeah, that's like what it means, how the apathy broke away. I still go through periods where I'm like, apathy is unfortunately a
You're
normal
still
thing.
a human.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
so rad.
For now.
For now, yeah.
For now.
What's next?
Okay, I love that story, and I want to talk so
Cool.
much more about it, and we'll have to have you on another time because we've reached that time.
Okay, well, hold on a second.
Whoa.
Here's the thing. We have one question that we ask every guest.
It's true.
Okay.
He's not
I
lying.
don't know what it is.
That's good.
Yeah, I already knew you were going to ask that part.
Yeah,
Oh,
good. We
jeez.
talked about that before. But if you had to choose,
And you do.
and you do. Now, the important thing about this question is the answer.
I feel like you're rushing because we know we kind of have to wrap up pretty quick.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just take our time. Take our time.
Take your time.
We got a
Take
few
your
minutes.
time.
We got a few minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting here. I'm in a big sweater.
She's a
It's
very,
warm. I'm in a
She's
big
a-
sweater.
It's pretty warm in here.
very important question. It's a lot cooler than it used to be.
True.
Some
Back
ACs
in my
make-
day.
last week. My day was last week.
But the important thing that you need to know about this question
Yeah.
Okay.
is the answer must not come from here. That's right.
Oh, I'm right.
The
okay.
head.
It must come from here.
The second, where you pointed earlier,
Yeah,
the heart.
correct.
Okay.
That's what it's got to be.
All right. I dig it.
If you had to choose,
The race for the button.
And you do. You got to pick.
and you
gotta choose.
do. Now, what it actually means, coming from your heart and not your head,
Yeah.
in practice, is that I need an answer quickly,
Immediately.
immediately. I don't want you to think about it. I want the answer that comes from the depths of your soul. Yeah.
And you're an artist, so you know what this means. You know, like if you do like improv, if you're just like, I'm just gonna let something come.
Just let it
Vibe.
come.
Pull out
Let it
my
come.
piano, and I'm just gonna let something come.
Okay.
Go to that place.
Okay.
Let something come.
If you had to choose,
And you do. Okay.
Sorry. Go. Would you like to?
And you do.
and you do,
Oh my word.
what would you say
What would you say?
is your favorite kind of turtle?
What? A sea turtle, obviously.
Sea turtle!
Oh my gosh. There's so many reasons for that.
Tell us all.
Well, tell us.
When they're babies and they're crawling out to the ocean, their flippers are so cute. And they become these massive, like, monsters in the ocean. Like, they look like birds, like, soaring over everything. They have these big wingspans, but they're so cute and tiny, and their flippers are so big. And I love box turtles. I love, like, little pond guys. There's
The fact
nothing
that you
like
could
snapping
name
turtles.
3 types
Yeah.
of turtles is better than any guess we've ever had.
Also,
dude,
I really
sea turtles
wish
are very
little
popular
pond
with me.
guys had been your answer.
Aw.
The little pond guy.
Little pond guys.
I love turtles. No, dude. Sea turtles are just, they have such a great story arc for me. Like character development. Like they're just so cute.
Fair
They're so
enough.
cute.
All right.
That was not what I was expecting.
Never is.
Oh my gosh. What?
You know how many people I've asked what their favorite kind of turtle is? I don't know. However many
It's
episodes we've had. A lot.
It's like
Really?
80.
Why that question?
Because so a long time ago, I'll tell this story super quick.
Okay.
A long time ago, I went to a job interview and it was really boring. It was like the normal, like just, boring job interview questions. And I said to myself, if I ever get a chance to interview people, I'm not going to ask those kind of questions. I'm going to ask a question to see if they can think on their feet. Like if I was doing a job interview.
Okay.
Not this kind of interview. And so I thought I'd just come up with a random question because if I'm going to hire someone, I want to know if they can hang.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
And so I was just like, I'm just going to ask them this random ass question, and that's the question I just came up with. And so when I thought about doing the show, I was like, this is my chance. This is my chance to ask every single person who comes on this show this dumb ass question and just see what happens. And you know what? It's great every time. It's never not great.
I'm like, I love the question. I feel very boring because I super know people probably just all said sea turtles.
We had a lot of sea turtle.
I will say we have heard sea turtle quite a few times, but the number one answer is snapping turtle,
Right.
and I
and
hate
then box probably.
every time somebody says snapping turtle.
Why do people like those?
If somebody says
them alone.
People just don't know that many turtles.
exactly, if somebody says snapping turtle, I roll the eyes of my heart. But
roll the eyes
of my heart, Lord. Roll the eyes of my heart. Wesley, sing it.
We all grew up
I
in
want
church.
to see.
actually goes so hard. The minor vibes. It's so sick.
I want you to know that I was thinking "Roll the Eyes of My Heart, Lord" in my head, but I wasn't gonna say it, and I'm just glad you guys did.
But we got to get out of here. But before we do, where can all the people find you?
Whoa, right here in this chair, it says RCA Victor. Oh, that's actually a sick chair, man.
It is. It really is.
I love it. The little dog.
It's
little
super
emblems.
vintage. It's like from the
so
60s
cool.
or 50s.
Oh man, too bad I farted all in this. I'm so sorry, I super didn't.
You just farted on that super retro antique chair.
It's like a different color. Oh man.
Maggie Miles, farter of vintage chairs.
Are you
You
gonna
looking
play
for a
song?
sound effect for that?
Yep, that's me.
All right.
Okay.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
where
your
can people find
your
On the internet.
Instagram, your
Yeah.
Facebook, your MySpace, your Zynga,
TikTok.
your LiveJournal.
TikTok.
Do you know what LiveJournal is?
Bandcamp.
Like, 'cause
You can find me at _Maggie Miles on Instagram. I'm sorry about the underscore. I really am. And
it's a hard key
then
to press.
everything
shift,
else, just search my name. Literally, I don't.
Maggie Miles.
Yeah, just Maggie Miles. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, whatever. Listen to the lack
Amazon.
thereof. Listen to the lack of lactate and lactating box turtles and
And her new album, The Lack Thereof, is out on Spotify and all of the
Anywhere
other
you get your
DSPs now.
peas now.
So listen
listen
to the music
music
in your heart.
yeah, heart.
Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for coming to hang out. You guys are awesome, and we'll see y'all next time.
I don't want a reason